way, I don't know if people who really like to try to throw my past in my face all the time have noticed that I'm not running around saying the people from my past like ruined my past like every second of my life, right? Sometimes I'll mention something in terms of something that was made more difficult than it needed to be for me by somebody in the past, but I don't even really mention those people by name that much. It's usually when I'm getting attacked over something yet again from my past, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's just like, have you noticed that? Have you noticed that I'm the one who's homeless, I'm the one who's broke, I'm the one who's like dealing with all this other stuff that's happened to me since, and I'm not running around saying, oh, such and such ruined my life. I'm sorry, are those people broke and homeless? It doesn't seem to me that they are, So I feel like, so that's the first thing, You have to, please, ask yourself, why is it that you're constantly obsessing about this stuff that is from my past, stuff that you don't even know whether or not it's true. If you don't know whom to believe, I don't know. I wonder about the who and whom question myself. I don't really always know the answer to that, but at least I care about whether or not, which one I'm supposed to be using, right? Yeah. So I mean, if just what do you care? How does whatever does that happen to me in the past affect your life, except that you're looking for an excuse to try to make things harder for me, or excuse the way that you yourself have treated me, right? So there's that. Also, most of this stuff you've known about. The people who have been around my life for the past 6 years, or maybe the past 10 years, you already knew about all that stuff. So either 6 years ago or 10 years ago, okay, let me see. Think about how to phrase this. This is like a logic question. 215LX1. Either at that time you believed me, and for some reason now you don't believe me, even though you've inflicted all of this other abuse, that you personally have inflicted all sorts of abuse on me since then, and yet somehow you're still calling me a liar. I'm sorry. Do you know that you are hacking my phone? Do you know that you've watched however many hours it is of totally illicit video that was gotten to me in the shower that I never consented to? But you don't think that's abuse. But what do you think I'm lying about? I'm lying that it's happening. You know that it's happening. So that's not a lie. If you don't think it's abusive, there's something wrong with you, right? But yeah, either you believe me when you first heard about this stuff, 915BP1, and now all of a sudden you decided not to believe me about those things from the past. Why is that? Isn't it because I'm just not that cute anymore? I would say so. Whether or not you want to admit that that's true. And I'll tell you, the whole beauty thing is just has so much more importance in the entire entertainment industry than it really ought to. If there's a character that's supposed to be beautiful, like it's somehow really important to whatever the story is, that the person's supposed to be beautiful, I suppose. But I mean, it's like you have to wonder why so many things are written that way. So many things that demand that kind of thing. I mean, if you're not a model, who cares really? I mean, a lot of people, most people, are reasonably attractive, like particularly when they're young. People, if they take care of themselves as they get older, continue to try, to be, looking okay. And then everybody gets old and everybody dies, and that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't need to be the most gorgeous person in the world, and I certainly understand it. What I certainly understand it if a guy my age is not attracted to me, he's attracted to somebody else who's younger or just has more money or whatever it is. Certainly understand if a guy 10 years, 15 years younger than I am, feels that way. Although there's no reason for you to abuse me. That's the thing. There's no reason for you to decide that oh, you're ugly now, that must make you a liar. Just because you don't want to deal with it. I prefer to be attracted to someone. If I'm going to think about dating them, I'm not going to just run around and date people that I don't find attractive in some way. So I don't really care about that. What I care about is, first of all, you think you're looking for some reason to explain the fact that you're not as attracted to me as you were, and instead of admitting that about yourself, you try and take it out on me. Please don't do that, right? So the other possibility is that you thought I was a liar then, but you didn't care because you thought I was cute. So what does that say about you? That's not my fault. So please stop making it my problem. Also, I really just tended to get to the conclusion all the time that I would be a lot happier not dating a celebrity. You know, it's just not, look, none of this stuff I really have not enjoyed most of this stuff that's happened over these past several years. It's actually been like just unbelievably horrible. So, you know, and I haven't even dated any of them. So how much worse would it get if I did? You know, I don't need this. And I'm not a man stealer. And I'm really tired of being treated like I am one. Because I'm not. I haven't, have I? I'm single, aren't I? I'm sorry. Here, I'll turn a circle. You see anybody around me? No. You know, I go to bed alone every single night. You know, except for like the 100 homeless women who are all around me. You know, that's like a couple feet away from me, and they're all going to bed alone too. You know, because we're homeless. We are not a particularly sought after crowd, I have to say.